Testing, testing, testing. Okay, everything's working. Okay, testing, testing, 1, 2. Just kind of hoping everything is good and Gucci. Okay, testing. Testing it. Okay, volume is good. Volume is good. Okay. I am sort of eating while doing this, however, y'all aren't gonna hear it, so do not fret. I literally have to go to work in a couple hours. What I will say is Bungie has me for this expansion, and kind of this expansion only. If they really don't show some serious oomph behind the next expansion, I'm not getting it. Also, I know I just posted my most recent video, but Bungie literally hasn't done shit with Titans. And Fist of Havoc still has never been meta since I've been playing the game. It never has been. Never. It's the only Titan super in the entire game that I have not been around for a meta for. And I've been playing for over 5 years at this point. I'm at 5.5 years now. Consistently, too. So, unless the damage boost from light attacking is major, or get some exotic that really works super well, and Fist of Havoc doesn't count. Fist of Havoc doesn't count, because I'm gonna be real, Arctic exotics are kind of trash. I'm gonna be real. I can't think of a single one that I like except for Grand Overture. But Grand Overture, after the nerfs it got, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to put some projects on hiatus. Because I have a little bit much going on right now. For those of y'all that don't know, I've gotten accepted to a fighting game closed beta that I'm participating in. So the weekend that obviously Renegades releases and the Elden Ring Night Rain DLCs releases, I'm not going to be playing either because the closed beta only lasts 3 days. So like, and I have been told that we are allowed to record footage for it and we are allowed to stream it. So I am going to be streaming that closed beta, which is a little unfortunate, but like, come on, I'm not gonna miss out. I'm not gonna miss out on a closed beta. That's just not something I'm gonna do. And it's for a fighting game that I'm super excited for. It is not Dragon Ball related, but if you know and are familiar with the fighting game space, you know exactly which game I'm talking about. But it just kind of sucks. So kind of the plan here is I think I'm gonna have to put Liza P on hold. I think I have to put it on a brief hold. Also, fuck, I just hit my elbow. But those of you that do not know, Elden Ring has a new, the mod has received an update, which is Graceborn, which is a Bloodborne-inspired overhaul of Elden Ring. I am going to have to check that out. However, because space on my PC, my order of operations here is, I'm just going to have to remove Elden Ring from now. I'm going to have to remove Liza P for a little bit. When Elden Ring Night Rain DLC, once I've had my fill of the Night Rain DLC, I'm going to remove that. We're going to pick back up Liza P. Because thankfully, a lot of the games that are releasing next year, I'm going to be playing on PS5. So Marvel's Wolverine, PS5. The new 007 game, PS5. The fighting game that I'm participating in the closed beta for, on PS5. The only game that I do not necessarily plan on playing on PS5 is Tides of Annihilation, which is another... It's another action game. I'm not going to call it a Souls-like. I would closer call it a Kazan-like. Because I give Kazan and Stellar Blade had a child together. But I'm getting that one on PC for obvious reasons, because of the modding. I will say Stellar Blade's modding is not great, though. That much I can say for sure. See, I do like the Star Wars inspired music. I am a Star Wars fan, so I am by default gonna kind of like this expansion, but Bungie has to show me some serious shit in order to get me like really invested in this. I guess right before their live stream starts, what I personally need is the Shadow and Order update has to change Titans as a whole. Like, Fist of Havoc has never been meta. Bubble still has not gotten changed. Bubble has not been meta since Deep Stone Crypt, which was 5 years ago. That was the last time Bubble was meta. I will say, I personally used Bubble quite often when Grandmasters were still around, because Lamarck and Bubble was kind of insane. Those people that have played with me, and when I use that setup or I've watched me stream, when I've used those Bubble setups, really, really good. Bubble's just not as good as well, especially at this point. I don't know what the fuck they can do to Fist of Havoc to really make it meta, except giving it a brand new exotic that changes how the super functions as a whole, similar to Power Gales. Ooh, okay. Starting here.
You were supposed to.
Oh, this got leaked. I'm pretty sure.
Not rule them.
We know this is a cutscene. Oh, a Death Star like? Okay.
Shepherds of humanity.
Drifter's old.
Is over.
No.
What was that, Siva?
So long for this. Dredge and hope.
Is that a Dark Guardian? Is that an evil Guardian?
They've shown me a vision I can't shake. New Cabal, the Barrent Imperium, sprung up out of nowhere across the system. That doesn't just happen.
I love the new Cabal designs.
And I'm putting together a crew to prove it.
Hey, Harris is there.
Weapon.
Welcome to the new Mars. Now the only law on Tharsis.
It is not an
is done on
explorable
your
space.
head, and the light in your hands.
So we still don't have a true patrol space. No, but those walkers look so sick. Those walkers look so sick.
Doing business with these leeches. But we need to find out what the Dredgen are after.
That is an evil guardian. We're dealing with the evil guardian now.
Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much?
Using stasis.
It's time to take the fight to the Imperium.
Forerunner. Yes, Titan, fly into the enemies! It is basically an air dash. That's going to be used for.
Finish it. The Imperium is yours to lead. You will fall. The next time we meet.
Only one play left.
Whoa! This might be a banger story-wise. Because is Drifter going to be evil now?
All right. Hey, everybody.
We have an
welcome
evil
to
guardian.
our,
Okay,
our
okay.
Cantina today, we have converted our stream room in celebration of our upcoming release, Destiny 2 Renegades, collaborative effort with Lucasfilm Games. We are so excited. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be your host today. We have a lot to go through.
Also, do let me know if the volume's too loud or
notes before we dive in.
too quiet.
Ultimately, if you are on Twitch, if you watch for 15 minutes, we have a fantastic emblem for you to earn. Seekers, not saints.
Unfortunately,
Make sure
YouTube
your
doesn't do
Bungie.net
shit.
account is linked, and you will earn this reward. Additionally, our community team, hey community team, love you. They're going to be going through chat throughout this stream and after we raid Leopard Stealth, one of our good friends. We have 25 Year of Prophecy digital editions to be handing out. So make sure your DMs are open. Keep an eye out for a DM from Bungie. And yeah, you might get yourself a code for a platinum platform that we offer. So what are we talking about here today? We just had our launch trailer. Destiny 2 Renegades is launching in 7 days. Countdown right now, 7 days.
Yeah, I'm
now,
only going to be
you're
able to
in
play
there
for 2
playing.
days.
We got blasters. We got the Praxic Blade. We have a new Vidoc that actually we are sharing today.
Because
And this is
the
gonna be
third
called
day
Making of a
that the
Renegade.
DLC releases,
So,
Game Awards
after we
happen,
launch
and I'm
our
streaming
Vidoc,
Night
we have a
Rain
panel
DLC.
of developers on the couch. We're going to be talking about the Lawless
It will be an
Frontier,
all-day
our
stream.
new activity that is coming with this experience,
So we might
full
do
of
both.
loot, full of fun experiences, and all that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, let's watch a new Vidoc, Vidoc 2, Making of a Renegade. Take it away.
They're not going to show anything interesting here,
This
at
is
least for
Destiny
me.
with the Star Wars lens, like this really cool combination that hasn't been done before.
I can't wait to take the Praxic Blade to Mars.
Don't be a ridiculous
Where's the
fan.
purple blade?
Cool.
Wait, we gotta squat it up and play through. Oh, yeah.
This is why we got into games in the first place. Early on, we developed this North Star, authentically Destiny, unmistakably Star Wars. It has to be something that feels like a Destiny story. It can't feel like a one-off. This can't feel like a side quest, right? Like this has to be a continuation of the Fate Saga.
I had this vision. I knew it came from the Nine.
But with Star Wars beats and Star Wars
Sure, I just see
visuals.
he's there.
This was uncharted territory for Lucasfilm Games, and that this is the first time we're telling a story inspired by Star Wars within a different universe.
Not really, because
At the
Forsaken
heart
was
of, like, I think
had some
every
elements of it
Guardian's
as well.
identity is like this healthy, independent, rebellious streak.
We were excited to actually explore that scoundrel fantasy, bounty hunters, the syndicates, going out and doing jobs with a ragtag team. We took inspiration from Star Wars to ensure the scale visual language, soundtrack, and cinematic storytelling.
I can definitely
of
hear it in the
Renegades
soundtrack.
Delivered on everything fans will have come to expect from the franchise.
The Praxic Blade collaboration stands out to me.
Because lightsabers are so iconic, it was absolutely
Yes.
critical to get that balance right.
The team at Lucasfilm Games was just so solutions focused. It wasn't, no, it has to be this way. It was a lot of back and forth and asking questions about how would this work? What's
Strand,
that?
Titans,
Right.
unite!
different
We will
energies.
all be
Okay.
Jedis!
What would that look like?
It was all about like what is best for the player.
When we announced this collaboration with the studio, James may or may not have been wearing a fighter pilot helmet.
Yeah. Destiny and Star Wars shared that same beating heart. I was like, oh, this is gonna be special.
We were given such a unique challenge. How can we achieve the aesthetic and the feel of Star Wars without losing the narrative threads that we've created so far for Destiny at the same time?
It wasn't until we found our footing with creating a foundation in Destiny that things started to click together.
I remember the first time that we went down to San Francisco. We had this really big meeting where it was the Destiny narrative folks on one side and the Star Wars narrative folks on the other side. We broke the ice by just asking, what's the bad version of this? We had a really good laugh over what that looked like. And through that, we kind of uncovered that this should be the aesthetic, the vibe of Star Wars with the truth to Destiny's narrative that we knew needed to be there too. We
And those of y'all that really don't like Star Wars, Destiny was
happened.
literally
The
inspired
world
by
has
Star
moved
Wars.
and changed, and we're still trying to figure out what.
So
binding
this is
that
not out of
is.
left field.
The Vanguard have redacted the prophecy of extinction.
They don't want the public to panic over this prophecy.
Oh, by the way, there's major
The crux of our
spoilers if you have
story
not
is
finished the
the
story
Drifter asking
of
us to help him break Vanguard
previous
law
expansion.
for good reason to confront a new
Obviously.
rising faction of Cabal called the Baron Imperium. It's what drives Eris to help the Drifter out, as well as the player Guardian.
When we were thinking about what kinds of characters should be in this release, we thought about the kinds of archetypes we see throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, and Drifter is an easy parallel. He and Han Solo share a cocky attitude, both former criminals.
In Star Wars, there's a plethora of sassy droids. We have our own version of that through Ghosts, and Blue is no exception.
No.
Thanks for nothing.
Blue is a Drifter's ghost, and I think as soon as people
When
hear
we
her,
finally
they'll
see
be
him.
delighted and incredibly surprised.
Our voice cast is stacked. Dredgen Bale is portrayed by Alex Lee, who is amazing.
You are supposed to protect the people,
I don't recognize that name.
rule them.
And we also got Hollywood actual royalty Danny Houston to play Premier Loom, the head of the Baron Imperium.
I don't know who that is either.
Being able to work with someone from that kind of IMDb page was such an
If someone
honor,
knows
and I
who
was
those
completely
are, if
normal
those people
the whole
are,
time.
please let me know.
Surrender to the Barrett Imperium.
Loom became this sweeping militaristic figure that I think is going to be a really good parallel to Grand Moff Tarkin or other evil military leaders from the Empire.
So even though we're introducing new characters,
He does sound
we're
pretty
still
cool, though.
looking backwards at some of Destiny lore's most long-standing characters. Honor is another example of that. She's our
I don't
classic
really like her
warlock.
design.
She's loosely meant to be a parallel to something like a Jedi in Star Wars. She was
If I were to
part
guess, like, Knights of
a
the Old Republic,
Vanguard
something
internal
like that,
affairs
maybe?
group that would police Guardians on the usage of darkness.
Don't make me regret.
They did have yellow
abandoning my post to
lightsabers
help
in that game, I believe.
Yeah, she has to grow up with the times a little bit because the world has changed and a whole lot of people are using darkness now. And she gets to grow and kind of ask herself, like, am I still adhering to my own values if I allow myself to be open to these kinds of ideas?
The Drifter belongs with us.
The Drifter left your cult long ago.
And then there's Bale, Dredgen Bale.
Dredgen is a dark guardian.
I do
that
like this.
represents
Oh, he is a
absolute
guardian!
darkness.
I like this
Dredgen
already.
Bale doesn't like the fact that we're ruled by a city of immortals who can't step down and that weren't elected. He's got kind of a point, but his methods for addressing that point suck. He makes many bad choices. One of my favorite
An
parts
evil
about
guardian,
Legends
that's a
in
set
Star Wars
sick.
is that they have just like the capability of making a right choice and then consistently do not make good choices.
Bale is trying to fill a hole in his life in all the wrong ways.
I do like
And
his
he just can't,
design.
and he never will. But man, we're gonna hope that he does someday.
The time of guardians as shepherds of humanity is over.
However, he might not actually be a guardian. He might be some like human or something like that.
This has been an opportunity where you love Destiny, you love Star Wars, you want to do something with both. What are you going to put into it?
Oh my God, it was such a challenge at first, finding that sweet spot of how do we make something that can live in both worlds and not feel out of place in either, but also feel totally new and exciting. It wasn't always about where do we find the exact middle ground, 50-50 Star Wars and Destiny, because at that point, you're feeling almost a little derivative.
There's those moments along the way when we were like, this is just Star Wars. This is not the purpose of the collaboration. We want to have something kind of new that makes you think of both. I remember when we were trying to figure out what we're going to do with our new Cabal.
We started in that place where it's just Cabal wearing a Stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until we injected more of that weird alien design of a lot of these armor sets. That was kind of what.
Oh, that
switched it
concept
over
art
from
is
this
so
too
cool.
derivative to this is really working. I think it comes through in the visuals and every single map. There are little Easter eggs and little treats here and there that we hit around, and Lucasfilm Games has been awesome at collaborating with us and even putting some of their input onto our maps so we can really give the players something exciting.
The switch flipped in my head like,
I feel like some of these
we would
could be
never done this
PvP
without
maps,
this
you know.
collaboration was the syndicates.
Yeah.
We're going places with the Vex and the Elixni and the Cabal that we really weren't going to go before.
Oh yeah, and trench coats.
And trench coats, yeah. We have Vex in trench coats that are playing cards. It's so awesome, and I don't think we would have dared do that if we didn't have this opportunity.
No, and it was the perfect time in our universe to do it too. The Star Wars fans on the team just start coming out, telling their stories about what they're excited to build, and far be it from me to get in the way.
We make a lot of weapons in Destiny. How do you take a weapon in Destiny, which we have literal like 4 digits of guns, and
understatement,
right? And make something that feels new, but also does justice for Star Wars. And Blaster was really obviously.
Now that exotic seems like
We
it's
roughly
like a
use
charged crossbow.
these dynamic blasters, which are intended to be harder hitting, firing a ton.
We do have an arcane cannon. I believe that's what this one is.
Brute force.
If it has Volt Shot, that's gonna be amazing.
And then we have a number
Or chain
of
reaction
balance
even.
blasters. As you're shooting, and the heat is building up, you're going to have a venting opportunity where you can hit a perfect vent. It's like functionally a reload, so you can start shooting again much faster.
Sweet. I gotta ask though, what about those Cabal blasters? Are they accurate?
What difficulty are you playing on?
Oh, I love that.
We have swords in Destiny, but we don't have a Praxic sword. We don't have
We do not.
a lightsaber approximate. It's an exotic primary weapon that's kinetic, where you can reflect a bunch of blasts.
Kinetic element.
Kill enemies with it.
This is
and
fine.
Throw it out and get a ton of damage.
I wonder if you could throw it and swap to another
In
weapon,
the sandbox,
and then it
be
still
able
comes back to you.
Explore this new like ability ecosystem with Renegade abilities. We've taken so much of this opportunity and turned it into what we can like grow.
Every corner of the game, from the art, the design, the audio, the music, the UI, the rewards, completely infused with the magic of the collaboration. It's really been a real treat to be a part of.
I'm glad
super
power's not being reset, so I can actually at least try to enjoy some of this grind.
Good morning, everybody. Didn't mean to wake you up with that beat, sorry. The overarching theme for this was to create a score for this release that felt like it was cohesive as a whole.
I do like it. I like the
We're all
music.
talking to each other and collaborating with each other. We were able to explore different ways of orchestrating, different ways of writing with the orchestra that expand on the Destiny palette and make it fresh and new. When I look at the Star Wars scores, there were certain elements that naturally fit string flourishes or wood flourishes that would play into a certain moment. When it's like, oh, I know I want something to feel more Williams, so I'll push it, not this Williams, the John Williams, I'll push it more in that world.
Another thing too is the amount of percussion. I had some ideas that felt more full-on Star Wars, and once you like flesh out the percussion arrangement, it instantly sounds more Destiny as a result.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of it was about framing, where when I use a lot of the Destiny themes, how I set them up and how I'm transitioning in and out of moments are much more Star Warsy in terms of the harmony and orchestration.
I think the most exciting part about this was the opportunity to work with these guys and Mike.
You definitely made it a point to kind of bring us together and listen to each other's music.
But Brendan, you wrote something with the most beautiful oboe solo in it, and it drives me nuts that I didn't think of it first.
No one wanted to follow Brendan is what it came down to. Brendan's cues just sound amazing from the start.
I remember knowing your first high action cue. Everyone was like, whoa, because it's really fast, really intense. Josh kept on like spinning around and looking at you.
Humans have to play this. Jeez.
Destiny has like so many themes, and that's like a great vehicle for doing the Star Wars spin.
Yeah.
Our first meeting was
The more pieces of music
discussing that
has,
main
it's a
theme,
little
and I
bit
remember
easier
hearing it
to
for the first time.
combine it with other ones.
And everybody kind of perked up when we all heard it. We're all having ideas that were just a little bit different from one another. That was all sort of impacted what the final version of the theme was.
Dredge and Bale. That kind of teed off the main theme, and the fact that we were exploring the idea.
Oh,
of
it does
this
sound
kind
so
of
good.
Anti-Guardian character set in this story of scoundrels. We wanted something that would be a backbone to tell a longer arc story. It has a layer of ominousness to it. It has a layer of mystery to it, but it can be turned other ways.
I felt a sense of menace.
Yeah.
I like having a look insight into the music.
Get to
This is pretty
experience
cool.
With players.
Just really hope that, personally, I've written something that they can really connect with and love, and if I can cause a couple of goosebumps in there, I'll take that as a bonus too.
I hope players get taken on a journey that inspires them and makes them feel like this world is really unique and really special.
My favorite feeling as a creator is getting to watch someone's look of like absolute surprise.
I want players to feel hope, that exciting, boundless potential that Destiny has, and world of possibility that Star Wars unlocked.
I've been waiting so long for this.
So yeah, nothing, absolutely
All
nothing
right,
of
welcome
interest
back to
there.
the Cantina. So what you just saw was our second Vidoc, Making of a Renegade, or What It Takes to Make a Renegade. This is our moment to really peel back the curtain and show you how games are made. It's a monumental effort, and what you saw, it was a mix of our narrative design, audio, our collaboration efforts with Lucasfilm Games. Many thanks to everyone involved. Also, a few folks that weren't pictured there, ranging from design, production, test. Even a shout out, I got to give it to IT for keeping our computers running, and our services folks too for keeping our servers running. So today we're going to be talking about the Lawless Frontier. This is our new activity coming with Destiny 2 Renegades, and we have 3 developers on our couch to talk us through what we're seeing. It'll be a fun deep dive. So without further ado, let's get some introductions. Eric Smith, we're starting with you.
DMG, Damage 04. Yes, my name is Eric Smith. I am a combat design lead on Destiny 2. You may know me from my work where I was the design lead on the Strand subclasses. I started kind of making the stasis abilities, and most recently the Renegades.
But we have not gotten any new stasis abilities since it launched.
Next up, Tom Farnsworth. This is the first time that you and I are in a stream together, but a quick introduction for folks that may not have seen you in previous Vidocs.
Yeah, so I'm Tom, the creative lead for Renegades, and I've been at Bungie for like, I don't know, I can't even remember, like 13, 14 years. Worked on Destiny 1, Destiny 2. The highlights were probably like Dreaming City, Season of the Splicer, 30th and Into Light were the most recent things I worked on leading in this, but this has been an absolute blast to work on.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. And last but not least, our grid skipper aficionado, Taylor Bjorndal. How you doing?
Great. Yeah, Taylor Bjorndal, associate weapons designer, here to talk about all the rewards and blasters and the practice played and all the other stuff we made for you to chase.
Awesome. Yeah, so just for folks, if you end up missing anything, if we go a little bit fast, we got a lot to pack through. We'll have a VOD on Twitch and YouTube after this. And if you missed our Vidoc or the launch trailer, those will be uploaded as well. So what we're seeing on screen right now, we're launching into our Lawless Frontier activity. Tom, I would love to put the spotlight on you. Let's give a quick description. What is the Lawless Frontier?
So the Lawless Frontier is our core game mode in Renegades. You're going to play through some of the campaign, but it's really what comprises our end game. And the idea is that you're a renegade, you're taking on these shady jobs like bounty hunting, smuggling, and sabotage from our syndicates, and you're doing so to increase your notoriety, your power, and your riches, and of course to get some sweet loot.
Yeah, and when you talk about bounty hunting, sabotaging, that kind of stuff, those are different types of this activity, right?
Yeah, their bounty hunting is all about taking out a key syndicate boss. Sabotage is about blowing the heck out of everything with your renegade abilities, dropping airstrikes on Cabal vehicles, and smuggling is about grabbing everything that isn't tied down.
Yeah. In true fashion, when you're going into a dangerous spot, you got to just grab whatever you can find, right?
Yep.
So today we're going to be focusing on a bounty hunt, and I believe you said this is
interesting.
Like
so the sword is anti-barrier
of an activity, right?
Yeah, it's probably the closest to a traditional Destiny activity, but
and it's special ammo.
Start in the ready room, which is kind of a unique experience, and you're going to be able to pick your renegade abilities in there from your little shank buddy that's in there. You'll hop aboard Hawk, and you'll drop.
Which
down
does mean
to
you can
the
run triple
destination.
sword.
You can see we're already in on one of the Mars maps that we have there.
Also, we're not going to see anything interesting from the Titan because Bungie did not do anything meaningful to change how you play Titans at all.
Fortitude, and right now we're doing a bounty hunt, and
we didn't really buff anything either.
Intel officers to track down where our target is. After this, there'll be
unless you were like Ace of Spades
of
as a
the
Titan.
security forces of that target.
Which is going on prismatic.
Classic boss fight, but with a bunch of wrinkles thrown in for gameplay here of things, hazards that are at play, your abilities, maybe an invader, which we'll talk about later, and then you'll exfil with your bounty and get some loot and take that back to our social space.
Interesting. So the bounties take over like one of your charges
to buy some of the cool blasters, or maybe some of the cosmetics and customizations for the practice blade we're going to talk about later.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean, so as we're going through this, we're going to be seeing a lot of abilities that players know and love on screen, but we have new abilities, renegade abilities, that are going to be for this activity. And Eric,
stop
you're going to be
calling them abilities, but we cannot use them outside of the expansion. I'm so sick of that because they did the same thing with Edge of Fate. I'm so sick of it.
What you do is we have a brand
These are not fucking new abilities. These are new gimmicks. There's a fucking difference. Oh, sorry. I got so
kind of switch you into a different. And
I got so triggered that I accidentally
did. That gives you new abilities for your grenade and your melee. That sends out one of these tokens.
They're gimmicks, not abilities, because we can't fucking use them.
Here on the screen, you can see we have one called Revitalize that heals you and provides you with ability energy, and then we have the other one, which is the Deflector Shield, which is this zone I can sit inside and shoot out of, and it blocks all the incoming damage.
Bruh, they literally
for my allies who are inside the
just
shield,
bubble.
It will
I'm only gonna say bubble.
Amplify them,
No,
and then
today,
build
I'm not gonna
any
crash
enemies who
out.
pass
I'm not
through.
gonna crash
And
out
all
today.
of these
I'm
have
not gonna crash
7
out today.
levels of upgrades. So when you first start, they will have certain functionality and certain strength, and as you upgrade them, they're going to get
I
better.
do
and
wish
better.
we saw the Strand Sword
and
on
they
the
really
banner, on like a
changed
banner of War Titan.
The gameplay, right? Like
Although it does not look like you can swap when you use the heavy attack.
As a hunter, I'm able to be like, I'm going to build support, right? I'm going to choose these 2 support renegade abilities and make sure my team has what they need to survive this tough environment. You can also see in this mode we have non-regenerating health. So things like that revitalize renegade ability are really going to come in handy to be like, we need to take a break and heal. Let's pop over here.
Banner War's gonna help with that too.
And anyone can build.
I
into that.
hope
That's what
we're
they
not
do.
running into the
You know,
same
we have
issues
things
that we
like
had
vehicles
with
that you can pull in, or
the
you can call
Dreadnought.
down from your ship.
That Banner
that's
War
one
was
thing.
completely
There's so much to
useless.
talk about.
Yeah, well, before we get to the ship, actually, let's talk a little bit more about the health mechanics in here. Because we had this in some previous activities like Nether, and we got a ton of great feedback on like how much you get back, how you get it back, and I've seen already in this activity, as you're going through, there are some pots, there's some ways that you can get it, there are the Renegades abilities, but Tom, if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
I need to know about Banner War.
I'd say this is a little bit more forgiving.
More forgiving.
The way that health works is, yeah, you've got a large pool of health. It does not regenerate at the top level, but if you get down to 0, it will regenerate to the base shield, so you're going to suffer the red flashing screen. And you can either use a normal sandbox like a rift, a healing support weapon. You can crack open these pots that have those little healing orbs you can see on the screen to get some of your health back. Or you can use things like Revitalize and like build your Renegade abilities into kind of dealing with those.
Okay, so this does mean Banner of War is going to be DOA for this activity because of the larger health pool. It's going to not feel that effective.
Abilities that kind of like coordinate with your teammates and kind of build a loadout to kind of conquer the challenges we put in front of you.
It's heavy sniper.
Yeah, so going back to you.
Oh, that gunpowder
when we're using
gamble
Renegade
buff is
abilities, I think
nice.
earlier, outside of the Vex Dome, there was kind of like an airstrike that happened too, right?
Yeah, we have a strafing run that you can upgrade, and your ship, so the one that you have customized and put your shader on, will fly through the arena and drop bombs in sequence, right?
Oh,
And
that's
as you
pretty
upgrade
sick.
this,
Okay.
It gets more and more devastating until it like is, you know, beyond any of the supers we have in the game.
I really don't know what I'm going to use for this.
There's another one that is the Cabal drop pod.
I want to use Capri Sword
and
so
what that
badly.
does is, you know, if you're familiar with a Cabal drop pod, it is this giant metal ball that slams into the ground. And in this case, it is almost like a supply drop because it's full of ammo.
Okay, Tyne, you have jetpack fuel.
And it does.
Let's see how it works.
Not only that, but it will damage you and your teammates. So you got to be really careful.
It will delete them.
Yeah, just delete them. You got to be careful.
What I need to know is, does it proc knockout by
You
per
need a Cabal
chance?
now. You can turn it around on them.
Yeah. So Bjorndal, we've had you kind of
Tyne,
sitting quiet over there. I'd love to
please
talk
use
about
it.
the blasters that our
Please use
players
your-
have been
please-
using.
please use
So
your
in
exotic.
the Vidoc, we were talking about
Please use it.
the balanced blaster and the dynamic.
No,
blaster.
use
Can
your
you break down
exotic,
each,
please.
Just a quick review of each, and then we can talk through some of the reload mechanics.
Yep, sure. So yeah, we have 2 sets of blasters, or 2 different kinds of blasters. The dynamics are like more aggressive, harder hitting, faster rate of fire. They can like generally punch above their weight class, but they're like a little bit harder to manage heat on.
Okay.
The balanced blasters is more like a.
The thing for
rain
me
bullets,
right now
like, I'm just
is,
gonna
why should I
unload
use this?
on
Because
big
Armamentarian got a slight little buff, so my flashbang setup is actually really, really good now.
And what
So
you can see
why
on the
should I
screen right here,
use
these are
this
gonna be all
exotic
the
over my
blasters that you can
flashbang
get from
setup?
running our Lawless Frontier activity, and then we'll actually have a slate of blasters that you can earn through the dungeon, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But
Or
yeah,
is there
when
everything
it
but
came to
using
really
the duct?
balancing blasters and bringing them into Destiny as a new kind of weapon type, I would love to hear what were the challenges, what was some of the fun in developing those things with the team.
Absolutely, yeah. So like one of the things that was in the Vidoc was kind of finding the balance of like how much Star Wars versus how much Destiny we wanted on these things, and it was a collaborative effort with basically everybody on the team. These were Mercule's project for most of this release, but it was like a big effort on design, test, animation, audio to really sell the experience of using these and to make them look and feel the part for like what people would expect from both the Destiny gun
It does not
and
use up anything.
Yeah, I mean, since we're on the topic of loot and gear, Our
I think
Guardian
I was
right now
right.
is using
All the exotic, like the
Praxic
Titan
Blade,
exotic's
also
gonna be
getting
DOA.
smashed by a Cabal drop pod.
It
But I'd
just
like to
doesn't look
hear about
interesting.
The customization that y'all
Okay, the
developed
lightsaber
for this, and
can
this be
proc
Tom
knockout,
and
which is
Bjorn
nice.
talk to it, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so you're going to get the Praxic Blade by collaborating with Honor throughout the campaign. She's going to like deem you worthy of earning it. You'll go on a cool little quest that I don't want to spoil to earn one for yourself. And then post-campaign, you're going to unlock the ability to customize it. You're going to be able to change out your dark matter crystals and change the color of the blade to match your personality. And you're going to be able to change a bunch of different mods and gameplay elements, right?
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can kind of swap to fit your playstyle on this, where we have forms, cores, mods, and 4 different catalysts on it. And the forms kind of change like how you can get ammo back and give you some damage bonuses based off of different gameplay styles. And the cores let you apply subclass verbs to a different part of what the weapon does, depending on something that matches your subclass. So like you can add sever to like the saber throw, or something else like weaken or jolting.
Yeah, it creates these really cool combos where I am strike, I'm throwing to debuff enemies.
Yeah.
And then
Interesting.
getting back
Okay.
and striking again.
Yeah, and during a couple of our trial runs with this, you were talking about there are some animations and different combos in your melee structure, right?
Yeah. So there's like a 3 or 4 hit combo you can do where you will end it with like a big spinny move that's like very thematic, almost kind of like how the Arc Staff has like the little hidden combo there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I did want to call out, we also saw the Renegade ability, the turret that we have. It is called the Piker Mortar, and it is like the strongest turret we've ever built. Like it is, it has crazy range, crazy damage, and is a really nice, I'm going to throw this thing out to manage this part of the map. Yeah, while I deal with other stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, no, so as we're coming to the end of this activity, I'd love to just know kind of some of the narrative dressing. So as you're going into the Lawless Frontier, it's our activity, but also kind of like the feel of this experience. And there's a turf war going on. I know Robbie in a previous stream we were talking about the turf war a bit, but Tom, if you could expand on that and how that sets up this activity.
Sure. So in the end game, the syndicates are in this kind of ongoing turf war across Mars, Venus, and Europa, and you can kind of take advantage of that by taking on their contracts that they offer and kind of winning out the day for them. But in doing so, you can extract maximum power, profits, rewards from them, and you can take anything you earn through engaging in these jobs and completing these priority contracts they offer. You can go back to the social space. You can they each have their own reward track, like the Pikers, the Tharsis Reformation. They offer weapons to unlock, new abilities, upgrades for those abilities, some elements or mods for the Praxic Blade, and a whole bunch of other things like some shaders too. So you can kind of like rep your favorite syndicate on your armor, which is pretty cool. It's definitely with the Lawless Frontier, it's one of the most cohesive and deepest modes we've ever built. Like everything from this mode ties into the holo map, into the different mini game modes within it, into the social
I'm glad
space.
there's
So
actually
it's
a
gonna be
more of a
exciting to see
multiplayer
players
activity.
kinda peel back all the layers and
In this one,
into
that's
some
not
of
just the
darker
fucking
corners
seas.
like Invasion.
Yeah, and I mean, so we've progressed. We've defeated the boss that we were hunting down for our bounty hunt. And this portion of the activity is kind of emblematic of we're in a lawless frontier that's dangerous. Even after you've finished your objective, now it looks like you got to fight.
I
your way
like
out.
that heavy sniper,
so
though.
Every job in the Lawless Frontier, in this case bounty hunt, like it escalates over time. So it gets harder the longer.
Yeah, gunpowder gamble. Oh my
Get in,
goodness.
do
I
your
like
objective
that.
and get
I
out.
like that change.
Just so like right now we're in the exfil. This is the final moments of the activity. You send up a flare. You call your ship in. The Cabal are pouring down on you here. You're throwing out your renegade abilities, and you're just trying to survive until your ship gets there. In this case, each of the 3 jobs, bounty hunt, smuggle, and sabotage, have their own unique mechanic. So for bounty hunt, you have to take out these 3 mini bosses, which we call retaliators here.
Yeah, so as our fire team is fighting their way out, we actually do have a preview of a fun exotic that's coming with the reward pass in Destiny 2 Renegades. I believe we have a preview that we can
crossbow.
share. But Bjorndal, if you could give a quick overview of our exotic machine gun.
Yeah, so this is the
Oh!
Luzaku. It's a very unique machine gun.
Okay.
It's almost like a necromancer, broodweaver theme.
Oh, is it
where
gonna work with
you
necrotic
turn
grips?
your enemies into these little nests of threadlings that you can like shoot and then spawn more and like build it up to control like a space.
Yeah, and Threadlings just got a buff, correct?
Threadlings did get a buff. They're smarter than they were before.
Yeah, and sorry, so to segue
This is not the
more
machine gun.
appropriately. Over the last few weeks, we've been doing a series of blog articles with y'all on the Sandbox team talking about the core game updates coming to Destiny 2 available to
Which
all
are
players.
terrible
So we
for
have a lot of
Titan.
quality of
These
life
are-
changes that
oh
are
my-
coming to your supers,
They're
your
so out of
abilities,
touch
all
with
that kind of
Titan.
stuff,
It's
that we just
ridiculous.
previewed yesterday. One of which Warlock focused was around Threadlings, your strand abilities. Yeah, if you
Warlock's
wanna
got
share that
some
real quick.
really good quality of life
you can
stuff.
see here the Warlock
Hunters
moving while
got some really good
lifting,
changes as well.
which,
Tines just
is
got
a
so
huge kind of
shafted.
quality of life upgrade that allows you to dodge
Tines have
attacks,
basically been
get
the
into
same
cover,
for so
close the
long
gap
now.
while you're casting your ability. Works really well with the new Warlock exotic as well. So there are, if you haven't seen that article we put out yesterday, please check it out. There's a lot of great buffs.
No, there
Hunters
isn't.
a lot of love.
If you're a Titan,
We
the
want our
all
hunters
three
to
articles are
feel
ass.
powerful.
We're
Yeah, we saw
complete
some feedback with
garbage.
the exotic tuning article. Hunters were like, wait, I want to see more, which in the future we will definitely have more. But
Oh yeah,
in
I
the
would love
abilities
to talk
preview.
about the future, but we can't. But because there's a lot of exciting hunter stuff that we are working on.
So with the abilities updates for Hunters, Golden Gun got a pass?
Yeah, so Golden Gun got a pass, does more damage, and now
So I already
stealth is
covered all
impact.
this in the video that I
We
posted
fixed
today,
an issue where
so
you had to step outside of your well.
I'm
to
not
full
gonna
damage, you can
care
stay in
that
the well.
much.
Outside of that, we saw in the gameplay Gunpowder Gamble. If
I
you throw it and
still
you shoot
really
it before
don't
it
know what
explodes
I'm exactly
naturally,
gonna run
it does
when
more
this
damage,
expansion
more
releases,
radius,
because
and also spits out little kind of
there's been essentially no updates, major updates for
You need to
Titans
cover
in
the
an
time
entire
frames
year
for,
now. Well, almost an entire year now.
Sorry?
Sentinel.
In at least two expansions, Titans have not had really any major
Sentinel
changes.
Shield is getting a shift a little bit.
A bit of a rework, right?
Yeah, a bit of a rework.
Like for now, I
the
guess I'm gonna
usage
rock in
rates
with
work
Strand
great, and
because
we
like
want
Khepri's
to
Ward
provide
is
something
so
that
strong,
is,
and I'm trying to resist every urge I
kinda on
have
par with
to
WoW
not
as far
use
as, like,
Khepri's
what am I gonna
Horn.
take into a
It's
raid
just
to
so
support my
good.
team. So in Renegades, your
I might
Sentinel
try to
Shield,
stick
as
with
you're
Legend of
moving it up,
Acria as my Legend of
your
Acria
allies
setup.
behind your shield are going
It's
to
just
auto reload,
there's
and
not
there's
really
kind of
any good
rhythm
arc
to
weapons
it.
to help with
So,
survivability on that build.
If you can fire at the right time, you can just like rocket. So it is like the actual like damage increase is big.
No, it's not.
Not only that, but as I
'Cause the
guard
damage
my
boost got
enemies
dropped.
and the shield takes damage, I'm charging this bar up that charges up my shield throw, and at full charge, that shield throw is going to do Thunder Crash level damage.
Thunder Crash level damage? Okay, that's
Depending on
different.
how players use it, maybe you can
Okay.
get 2 of those out of a single super. Like it's strong. So and that's what
Okay,
we
that
want,
could
right?
be
We
that could
want
be interesting.
to
But
provide that power fantasy to players. I think this
it's
era
not really
of
what you're
Destiny
going to
is like fun
use
first.
for this.
We want players to have a great time and
Why
feel
isn't Bubble getting changed?
overpowered.
Bubble. Let Bubble
I'm gonna
get
hold you to
changed.
it. Yeah, I can't.
Why
I
not
can't
change
wait.
Bubble?
But,
It's been
yeah,
so bad
we
for so
finished our
long.
activity, our first run of the Lawless Frontier. Now we're gonna go.
Well, not
into
bad,
another.
but extremely
And
negligent.
Tom, you had mentioned invasions earlier in the stream, and this is going to be our opportunity to show a little bit of that. A little bit of that flavor. We're going to look at some of the UI in the orbit screens and our new holo map, and then we're going to show what it is to be invaded. New optional activity type as well, right?
Yeah. So in Invasion, like you might be familiar with Gambit. This is kind of like a new take on that kind of familiar mechanic here in Renegades, and we want players that kind of take on the role of a bounty hunter
Okay.
for the syndicates, tracking down these
Edge of Fate is still in the portal,
renegades that are,
okay.
messing up their operations, taking out their commanders, stealing their stuff. And so you get to be kind of play on the other side here. You get to play on the opposition. So you're allied with all of the enemy combatants on the field. You can kind of wade in amongst them and pick and choose the strategic moment where you want to kind of like lash out at these players and like steal their bounty.
Yeah.
And
So how do you launch into this?
so Here's the holo map, just for everybody. This is kind of a standard interface for the Lawless Frontier. This is how you access the social space, all of our jobs, and then in the end game we unlock the yellow node, which is invasion, and the red node, which is the contested territory. So we can take a look at the contested node here. This is where all, like, every day the syndicates are fighting over one of the maps on each of the planets, and you can kind of, as a defender, kind of throw in your pledge to the side you want to fight for. But these are also invadable nodes. So one thing I want to highlight is that invasion is opt-in. It's not a requirement. So if players don't want to deal with PvP, they can do like an expert difficulty for this, or they can just go to any of these other nodes on the map here that aren't invadable. But for the priority, the contested node on the highest difficulties, like that's where the highest rewards are. That's where the invasion is. Now, on the other side, if you're an invader, you don't need to worry about the nodes. You can just go to the invasion node. You need to have some death marks, which are a currency you earn by playing by just playing Lawless Frontier. You'll just accumulate them.
Okay, so you can't just spam that invasion. You can't just spam the invasion with no cost.
Rewards. So if we go to the little pane here on the side, there's these things. There's the death marks. You can interact with them two or three times.
Wow, you could gamble. There's a gambling mechanic.
If you go to an invasion and it doesn't go your way, you could lose those tokens. But I think a lot of players are going to want to do this because they can just get triple rewards on each invasion, which is really exciting. And on the other side, for people being invaded, if you take the invader down, you're going to get more time on the clock. You're going to get some revives back, and every time you kill an invader, they have the chance to drop extractables, which are rewards you can dunk at the end of the activity to get bonus armor, weapons. Yeah.
Stellar. So let's get our invader launched in here.
I would like to know what the armor set bonuses are, because that's also been lackluster this past expansion cycle.
Approach to invasions. What are the objectives aside from seeking out guardians and destroying them?
Yeah. So as an invader, you're gonna start in the ready room, which we're gonna show in a minute here. You're gonna pick your loadout, like what's the right renegade abilities to bring in, and we've seen in playtest there's like a lot of different fun combos here. Like, are you gonna bring in the deflector shield, and then like the other team's gonna drop one, and then you're fighting on the Venn diagram of the deflector shields, or are you gonna just be a little more brute force and drop a behemoth and like kind of like, but try to be sneaky about it? And that's pretty hard to be sneaky in a giant walker, but you want to really pick those moments as the invader, because your goal here is to
just give me a fun mode. Just give me a fun mode. I'm not gonna lie.
3 kills and 3 crests. Like, you've got 6 points you need to get. You've got about 5 minutes to do it. You've got 3 lives. You've got just enough time to really kind of like get in there, see where they are, kind of like rotate around. And then,
look, it's the boss model that's been copied multiple times.
And if you're lucky, you can do that, but you've got a few chances. And on the other side, they're going to know you're there. They're going to see that there's an invader on the field, but they're also trying to juggle the objectives that are on their side. And
they don't know when in the activity it's going to happen, right? So it could happen early on, it could happen later.
Yep.
But it only happens once per
Only
activity.
once.
Yeah, gotcha.
Cool. And then one of the fun dynamics here too is playing the waiting game. You can instill a little bit of anxiety.
What
in
is
team
that
you're
thing
invading.
the
So you don't
Warlock
have to hop
has?
in immediately and go guns blazing. You can wait until they're at a pivotal moment where they're like, "Where's this guy?
Yeah,
What's
wait
going to
until
happen?"
they fight the boss.
It's been 3 minutes. Where are
Wait until someone breaks off to go find a chest.
Yeah. Oh man. So in terms of balancing as well, are there any like extra abilities or things that invaders are going to have at their disposal, or is it just a match of the renegade abilities?
It's mostly renegade abilities, though. Invaders will have, some amount of super, no heavy, and when they come in, we do highlight the PvE, the defender players, just so like they have a little bit of an idea where to go, and they can use that knowledge to kind of plan their initial attack.
Cool. Yeah, and it's been a bit of a balancing act as you've been going.
No
through
heavy,
different cycles.
so
You
that's
get
good at
reduce
least.
that invader because it's a 1v4. In this, because you have the chaos of. The
In my opinion, heavy should be disabled for everybody. When the invader shows up, you got better hope on that fucking special alert or whatever.
Make sure if players are opting into this.
Otherwise, it's going to be too easy to take the invader
And
down.
there's also the element of the non-regenerating health, which is a larger health pool, right? We've tuned it so it's more or less the same TTKs or time to kills as you have in Crucible, but players don't regenerate health, so you kind of have to take that into
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, when you're
There's some attrition that can happen, like for the invader, where they can kind of
A red saber, nice.
We have our invader in their ready room. Let's talk about their shank buddy here.
Yeah, here's our little shank buddy. You want to speak to any of these abilities there?
Yeah, so we have 9 renegade abilities here. Huge shout out to Cat Sayers and the rest of the tech design team for all their work on these. Yeah, I mean, it looks like right now we got Nate picking the Imperium Behemoth and the drop pod, but yeah, there's a variety of ones to choose from. We got multiple. We have 3 different vehicles, and each of those vehicles have different upgrades with different functionality.
Yeah, and the Behemoth has like 3 or 4 versions of it too.
Yeah, there's like missiles and the audio and everything.
So I'm assuming the tether marker is the general idea.
Started
where they're at.
It looks like moving toward our targets and
so you have to
preparing
kill
that
anybody
point.
6
So
times.
You can see that they clicked that right stick, and that is going to ready the ability. They then throw the ability and just drop.
So that's they get heavy. That's diabolical.
Yeah.
That's
So
diabolical.
you need to have the ammo to go into battle.
And Tom, before we were hopping in here before the stream, we were talking about like the size of the maps and how as an invader, like the first few runs you might feel maybe a little lost because there's a lot of space to cover, but as you get more acquainted with Europa or Venus or Mars, you can find better paths to get directly to the combat, right?
Yeah, these are some of our bigger maps we built. They're more comparable to like our larger public spaces that we built in Destiny. And again, there's 6 of them, and like there's any number of arenas these PvE players can be in that you're gonna.
God, needle stormed.
So our invader just wiped one out with the Thunder Crash and tried to hide and throw out the beacon for the
Walker.
The Walker, yeah, or the Imperium Behemoth as we call it.
They should have done it a little
But
bit
then got
sooner.
Needle stormed right before they could jump into it.
Air-cooled
So
core.
that's one of those strategic moments of like, how do I play?
Oh, you do get a notification that an invader is present.
That was interesting because they invalidated that beacon right before they could use it, so the timing was impeccable.
Oh man. Oh
They
boy, what was I just talking about?
They
Size
show
of
up as
maps,
red, right?
Yeah, in rewards. I wanted to ask really quick too. So as you're wagering, you add more and more. Is there like a cap? Is it double the amount of rewards, or do you have?
It goes up to triple. So each additional death mark you put down is will double or triple it.
Here we go.
Trying again.
Here we go.
Jumping in. We're already taking a lot of damage.
And the more.
Oh, that Walker's weak.
Oh, he bailed. Oh, did they get him? Who got who?
Oh, we had so many conversations leading into this of like, hey, we need to make sure Nate hold back a little bit. And now I think one of our gameplay folks is just like, oh, Nate, you're mine.
Deleted.
Yeah.
No, going back to rewards, the better you do as an invader.
Yeah, Walker is a little weak. I'm not gonna
so
lie.
Each kill, each crest you put on the scoreboard, it equals more rewards, and then those get multiplied by your wager.
Cool. All right. So
Invader got defeated twice. The Invader has, you said, 3 lives?
3 lives, and then you can see up at the top of the screen it says Invader present still. So they're
oh, he's coming back for revenge. And it's immediately shut down.
Shut down with
Yeah.
the 3.
Oof.
I'm never gonna let Nate lose this.
with the 3 coin wager too, or the 3 death mark wager.
He made a little bit there.
Good job.
So that's the I'm gonna put a little elbow in the ribs. The gambit you're taking. Ha 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 ha. So all right, we've gone through some Renegades. Content, rewards, all that kind of stuff.
I like that new mode. I like that new
focus,
mode. I think
a
it
little bit
looks
to
fun. It looks
our
fun. I'm not gonna
general,
lie.
Rewards update. So in the portal, in a
I
bunch
don't know
of
if I'm gonna be able
different
to
activities, we're gonna
have time. I don't know
some
if I'm gonna
new
have time
weapons
to do
that we're
it.
offering. We also have an armor refresh for a bunch of our activities. And Bjorn, I'm gonna put the spotlight on you. So starting with our Vanguard Ops sort of armor set, this is going to be earned through Solo Ops, Fireteam Ops, and our new Arena Ops activity, which is bringing back 6-player activities to our portal, which is really exciting. It's going to be kind of like your militaristic, hey, I'm a grunt. I'm getting in there. I'm fighting the dark forces. The weapons, Bjorndal, up front, we have a new pulse rifle. What do we got?
Yeah, it's a new arc rocket frame pulse rifle. So
oh, arc. Okay.
To go with your min retrograde. A lot of excellent perks on here. I know a lot of people love the arc perks on weapons, and now you'll have it on a rocket pulse.
And then we have a fusion rifle and a sidearm.
Yep.
Correct? Cool. And then we do have some weapons that we're not showing in this stream, so stay tuned for launch. But next up, we're going to have our Pinnacle Ops. So in our previous season, it was a kind of streetwear samurai, and this armor theme is
Kendo.
Kendo. And then we have 2 returning weapons that I know players have been pretty
Need to know what the
excited
armor
about seeing
set
in the past.
bonuses are
Some new perk
in order
combinations,
for
but also a new heavy crossbow.
Yeah, so this is a new void.
in order to be able to
crossbow
determine if it's good or
go
not.
To kind of fill out our elements for the crossbow now, and I think this one can get box breathing, which is new. Should be pretty good for what crossbows do.
Oh boy! So box breathing, aim down sight, get extra damage, and then run up to the enemy. Box breathing doesn't apply to serrated edge, but you pull the bolt back out and do some more damage. That'll be a fun loot. Next up, Crucible. So this armor set is actually pretty fun. Over the years, we've done thematic sets tied to weapon foundries. So in the past, you've seen Hake, you've seen
Suros,
Tex
that's kinda
Mechanica,
nice.
and now Suros is up to bat for the Crucible, and Shax is going to be handing these out. We
Looks
also
pretty
have
clean.
some weapons up to slate. Fusion Rifle is a returning favorite, I believe.
Yep. Yeah.
Riptide, let's go.
New aggressive void hand cannon and a high impact machine gun.
Awesome. And then let's see, last but not least, Trials of Osiris. So another offering for our PvP audience. A few eagle-eyed players may have seen this armor set yesterday, a little sneak preview, totally planned. But yeah, we have a new armor set for each class, and as you
looks
can
pretty
see,
cool.
coming back with the glows, so as you get more wins on your card, you can unlock gold or red or blue. And then we have some new weapons that are coming as well.
Yeah, like this lightweight void pulse rifle with your favorite model.
I admit, since the set came out on the moon, Eris, all the crufty bits on it, cleaning it up, having, sorry, what frame type did you say?
Lightweight.
Lightweight. Chef's kiss. I cannot wait.
Looks
and
pretty
then
cool.
I believe also we have a preview of a hand cannon. Now, one of our folks on the gameplay team over here was whispering in my ear day by day, night by night, that these rolls are going to be a bit juiced, right?
Yes, yeah,
Looks
this
pretty
is
good.
a pretty juiced hand cannon. It's got perks for both PvE, PvP. It's a Strand 140. You can get stuff like
Okay, Strand.
One Wolf Precision Instrument or Slice Explosive Payload. So you have a lot of options.
Explode payload?
for both
Ooh,
PvE and
okay.
PvP.
Awesome. Yeah, and across all of our
Will it make me
activity
play
types,
PvP?
We're trying
Armor
to
set,
sprinkle
maybe.
out some things that players will get excited
Or
about.
probably not.
Just, oh, I'm going to go into PvE to get the PvE gun. Like, there are some PvP rolls out there that you can get from your fire team ops. There's some PvE rolls that you can get from trials. And that doesn't even cover what we have coming in the dungeon, too. Before we do a little dungeon teaser, I do have a quick announcement as well as we're rolling through the list. We have an open access week that's coming on December 2nd. So for any folks out there that haven't played The Edge of Fate, that is actually going to be included in this open access week. So if your friends haven't played, if you haven't played, hop in, check out the beginning of our new saga, and earn some cool loot on the way. It's available to all players. For
I've already
that week,
beaten
and
it, so it
also
doesn't
includes
matter to
previous,
me.
content as well, campaign and other. So let's see here. Dungeon. We want to talk about the dungeon. So Equilibrium. This is going to be our new dungeon. The race begins on December 13th at 10 a.m.
I will
So that's
not
the
be
second
participating.
Saturday. We've already announced the time, but if you haven't penned it in, if you haven't gotten your fire team together, get ready for contest mode. For
For
those
one,
that don't
I gotta
know what
work.
contest
I gotta
mode
make
is,
that money.
On day one,
For two,
right at
I don't
launch,
participate in
this is
dungeon
going
races.
to be a very difficult difficulty tuned for competition.
I
So
will
if
be
you wanna go
streaming
and
the
try to do
dungeon
the world's
blind,
first
though.
completion, this is your place to shine. And if you win World First, we have a cool trophy or some goodies for you. So contest mode is going to be available for the first 2 days.
And the
48
next
hours
day one
of
raid
the
I will
dungeon
also not be
availability.
participating in.
You can earn a really spicy emblem and some cool stuff as you go through that. And after World First has been declared, we will also have normal mode. So if you
I will be doing the
wanna
normal
give a pass
dungeon
on some of that harder
blind
difficulty
whenever I have
content, you just wanna
time, which
dive
will
in and
likely
see
be
what
on a
is,
Sunday.
what's on offer.
Like a
That'll be
Sunday
there for
night
you.
stream, probably.
So before we move on, we actually have a fun trailer to show. We can go ahead and roll it.
6.
It's the dungeon trailer. What's... Oh yeah, the armor has just been kind of mid.
I've marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light.
Okay, yeah, we've seen this already. Maybe it got leaked early or something?
Is yours.
I think it got leaked early.
Give me strength. Take everything I have.
Yeah, we already saw this.
Welcome back. So watching that trailer, I just realized we actually missed something with Invasions. We were talking about the Praxic Blade and customization. There are different saber colors, correct?
Yeah, there's a wide variety of classic colors that I think players are going
What
to have
about
fun
purple?
chasing down.
Still have not seen
throughout
purple.
the end game, and maybe even Invasion.
Awesome. Yeah.
The Mace Windu.
We showed it on the screen. Red invasions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, moving right along. Ending out our show, we're going to be covering what is going on through the end of the year. So
Yes.
During the launch window, we'll have some really cool things coming around. Vanguard.
Well, not end of the year. Just what's going on after
We're
this.
going to have the Dawning returning. So this is our winter celebration, our event, inviting Guardians to hop in, play some activities, get some fun rewards, and bake cookies.
Oh, that
for
Titan
our
armor set
favorite
looks cool. That's
vendors in
Wolf
our
Team
house.
armor.
So Tom, just a really brief.
The Warlock armor
description
looks
for
sick
folks
too,
that
but
may
that
not know what the
Titan.
Dawning is.
Yeah, so
Oh,
the
that
Dawning,
Titan
you
armor.
slay our enemies. You collect them as ingredients, and then you bake them into delicious treats you feed to your friends in the tower like Zavala, and he's just got thousands of Galar doodles.
Oh, that Titan
raining
armor
down upon
looks
him, and you get a
sick.
gift in return.
Oh, that
which
looks
could be,
sick.
you know, a spicy weapon roll, or you might maybe get some bright dust from some other pursuits and get this totally cool Winter Wolf armor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Drifter is outside, like, ooh, you're putting enemies into the cookies? But, yeah.
It's totally a Drifter thing.
Right. The Winter Wolf set, this is going to be available for Bright Dust just by playing the
Okay.
game, or if you want to snag it from
For Bright
Eververse for
Dust.
Silver, go right on ahead.
Okay.
But
I'm definitely
also
spending
on
my
top of
Bright
this
Dust on that.
cosmetic, we have new weapons that are going to be a part of the Dawning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a burst linear fusion rifle, a breach grenade launcher, and a precision sidearm. And then also with this excellent new holofoil treatment.
As per usual, the Dawning weapons are going to be easily skippable.
Covered in ice, and then as you fire, it'll slowly melt away.
They're all going to be easily skippable.
All right. Oh, and sorry, I have one correction being whispered in my ear. Dungeon race starts at 9 a.m. Daylight savings time strikes again.
Gets us every time.
Every time. Oof. All right. So with that,
Which
Dawning season
is
over, we are at the
noon
end of our show.
EST.
Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. As I said earlier, it has been a monumental effort. A ton of folks throughout the team have been crafting this experience, collaborating with Lucasfilm Games, and really just making something for you, our players. And we really, really hope you enjoy it. So thank you for coming. We're going to kick it back to our launch trailer here in case you missed it at the top. And again, if you missed the Vidoc launch trailer, check out our YouTube. And after this, stick around. We're going to be handing it off to one of our community members, Leopard Stealth.
Okay. That was the stream. Obviously, I'm going to hop off here in a second. I got some other stuff I need to do before I head off to work and whatnot. And putting in that work, you know. Okay. So first off, has Bungie really done anything interesting here? No. So far, my answer as far as am I sticking around or am I dipping? I'm going to stick around until Shadow and Order, because they said some major subclass changes are going to be happening there. Like Titan, the three supers that need to be looked at the most, Ward of Dawn being Bubble, Fist of Havoc, and Burning Maul. Those are the three supers that need a major look at. Burning Maul flat out needs a damage buff. Bubble needs a complete rework. You need to be able to shoot out of it. You need to be able to shoot out of it. Even if you have to weaken the strength of the bubble, unless you put a barricade down, that needs to be looked at. And Fist of Havoc, I don't know what you can do with that shit to make it good. The main issue with Fist of Havoc is that there's no ranged option to counter its lack of survivability. So all of the other supers in the entire for Titan, all the other supers outside of instant damage supers have a way to survive while in their super. For instance, with throwing hammers, throw one at the ground, you have a sun spot, right? You bonk, you throw. You can also throw them at a distance. For Burning Maul, I believe it spawns a sunspot at your feet, but you can Scorch, Ignite, which can drop fire sprites, so that you can pick up and heal yourself. Looking at Strand, the heavy attack suspends, the basic light attack severs, which reduces an enemy's outgoing damage. For Stasis, it obviously freezes. Enemy can't attack if they're frozen, right? And then obviously for Void, throwing that shield throw can give you a little bit of an overshield. Gives you a little bit of an overshield. So there's that. Obviously, Bubble, you can just sit in there. The problem with Arc is Ionic Traces do not heal you. Fist of Havoc, it does have damage resist, but you can be killed easily out of it. So what I am hoping is that like Knockout kind of does need to be a little bit stronger. Like let Fist of Havoc have a souped up version of Knockout with its damage resist in order to help. Because the issue with Fist of Havoc isn't as Havoc's main issue is not the damage. Its main issue is the likelihood that you're going to perish while in your super is quite high. And also trying to get, kills off with it is also quite troublesome. So I think that's something that does need to be looked at as a whole. Because Fist of Havoc has never been meta. In any way, shape, or form, it's never been meta since I've been playing the game. So there's that. None of the exotic weapons are interesting to me. I don't use any of them. However, if you really like Ace of Spades, that change is absolutely massive. I'm not going to get into too many details. I would say Wolfsbane also got some changes. That's probably the thing I'm going to be running with. I'm either going to run it with Solar or Strand. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I might just say screw it and just run it with Solar. Will I run it with Kepri's Horn, though? Probably not, but honestly, I might just run it with Strand and see what happens here. Legend of Acurus is still my exotic that I have the #1 kills with, so I might just use that instead just to get even more kills. In terms of the exotic new chess piece, I have to be real here. The problem is there's better arc pieces now. Like Heroes of the Falling Star, you're not going to be replacing that with it. Also, I'm just going to be perfectly honest here. Armamentarium is going to be a really, really good option now because Armamentarium now essentially has Demolitionist baked into its exotic. And flashbang grenades have gotten a lot better. You can no longer blind yourself, and they have increased detonation damage by a little bit. So, like, I'm being real here. Like, Armamentarium is a very, very good option for Arc Titan as a whole. Because I really do love, if I'm using Arc for the most part, I really do like using my blinding setup. So, like, I'm just being perfectly honest here. I really see no room for this exotic to be used, except for movement tech in like cheesing and that sort of thing. So that's probably my biggest concern there is that this exotic is just kind of DOA. Same with Menace Panoplia, the throwing hammer bonk exotic. I barely see anyone using it. For me personally, it's DOA. So I don't know. So far, my plan with Destiny 2, hop on for Renegades, finish the story. I'm gonna grind the Arc hand cannon because the role I'm looking for is like Volt Shot in some kind of healing perk of some kind. Because that's Arc weapons really lack that. They don't have a way to heal except like maybe Unrelenting or something. I would not mind an Unrelenting chain reaction roll or something like that. I really would prefer like some kind of semblance of healing with um I would really like some semblance of healing with an arc weapon. And if you don't have that, there needs to be like a faster fire weapon, like an auto rifle or SMG with jolting, preferably an auto rifle with jolting feedback and attrition orbs or something to that effect. Um, so yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna hop on play Renegades for 2 days. So just said because it releases on December 2nd, then December 3rd, then December 4th. I will be streaming all day. It will be an all-day stream. Like when I will shortly after I wake up, I'm gonna start streaming. We'll probably do some Renegades, a little bit of Renegades, but we're probably gonna go pretty quickly into the new Elden Ring Night Rain DLC. I will have bingo cards. I will have bingo cards. So if you want to pull up, play some bingo, we can do that. We can do that. Play some bingo. All right. So pull up for that. We'll be playing that until most likely until Game Awards happens. We'll watch Game Awards. Then keep in mind that Tuesday and Wednesday I'll be streaming in the morning / early afternoon hours. And then that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, closed beta. Closed beta streams. I'll be recording some footage of that. There will be no Destiny 2. No, nothing else. I'll be solely playing that on the PS5. So go and pull up for those streams. That is the only thing I will be playing. For the most part, obviously I'm going to do some login shenanigans for other games, but you know, that is going to be the main deal. Then after that closed beta is done, I will be, you know, keeping up with some Night Rain DLC shenanigans, you know, that sort of thing. When I feel like I'm personally done with Night Rain DLC, that will be it for Night Rain. Now, as far as stuff that's kind of upcoming, Lies of P will be continuing after that. Lies of P, I will be keeping up with that after that. I will be streaming my blind run of the dungeon on likely Sunday night. It will be a normal run. It won't be a contest mode because I don't really care. Y'all know how I feel about that now. I just want to have fun. I don't want to pull my hair out. So we'll have some good fun doing a blind run of the dungeon. Then you know, doing some other shenanigans probably that Sunday night. So Lies of P will continue. Then, you know, I have some other stuff planned, but that will be revealed. And of course, towards the end of the year, I will have a sort of, I'll do a pseudo like channel in review, how I would personally grade myself and whatnot. The videos that I'm most proud of, the videos that I'm not so proud of. So, as on that note, though, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As on that note, though, I will catch y'all on the flip side.